Hi guys, my dog's barking again because he knows whenever I'm starting anything in the world, and apparently he thinks it's just the greatest thing in the world to bark during those times. Um, hmm, Pardon me. Oh shit, I'm typing all the wrong things into Skype. My phone's going, my dog's barking. So listen here, people. If you have questions, fire your questions off. We're gonna start pulling questions out of chat. I guess if anyone cares, they can go check the thread about this discussion and see if anyone posted a question there. I don't care enough because that's not where they were supposed to post them. While you guys are waiting for the Twitch delay to catch up to be told to ask your questions, I'll go ahead and say Brendan CSW, Jared Talon 88, Minion P99, Brajal, Face Melter, and Katana 069. Thank you guys all very much for clicking the follow button, and all you other people who haven't, you should do that too, because here's why. It will tell you when I am streaming. It'll let you watch on your iPhone or Android device, and you won't miss any of the things that happen. So all those things. And thank you everyone who just messaged me on Skype to tell me I wasn't muted. I knew I wasn't muted. I just thought it would be funny to talk about breakfast while while we were intermissioning. So yeah. Questions. Derubael, do you want to be the chat guy? You're a pretty good chat guy.
I was in the middle of doing petitions, but yeah.
This is a bad time to do petitions. They don't need help. They're tough.
I don't even have the entire chat from this whole thing because I had to reload at some point.
That's okay. I just told them to ask like 30 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. Then I can just look at the recent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Curious, will there be a rotation in Sleeper's Tomb so everyone can enjoy Pre-Awakened Sleeper? Just curious if that has been discussed yet, so multiple guilds will have a shot at Pre-Awakened loot. I can answer that. I'm going to say there will not be any rotation in Velius.
Yeah.
Frankly, if you want the best content, if you want to go hit Sleeper's Tomb, work for it. Because that's how it was on live, man. The people who hit Sleeper's Tomb first were the people who busted their asses to get there. So if you want those pre-sleeper loots, you'd better get those keys and move in.
Yeah, also if you want those pre-sleeper loots, make sure you actually go on beta when we open it up and test the sleeper, because if he ends up dropping day one because he's a friggin' joke, it's going to be on you guys as well as us.
Yeah.
Because people are pretty fat with the loot these days.
Yeah.
Relative to when people actually rolled into Velius on live, it's kind of ridiculous.
Our next question here is from Face Melter. It says, is there a chance for pre-Velius World to become active in beta? Also, what is the state of starting a new character or using /beta? The old world will probably not be loaded onto the beta server because it would take a bunch of unnecessary resources.
If it did, it would be one zone and it would be for a specific purpose.
Right. And you can't start a new character using /beta, but you can copy any of your current characters from the live server and instantly level them up to level 60 using the beta buff.
And you can create a new character on the live server and then copy him over.
Right.
Which is essentially a brand new character on beta.
And then you can use that beta buff will give you basically full best in slot on any character class that you choose.
And if you don't want to be level 60, you can just punch guards and de-level yourself down to whatever level you want.
Our next question comes from, I can't pronounce your name, Morfindi. How will the sleeper spawn work due to the pre-awakened loot available? I actually don't understand your question. And even if I did, I can't tell you game mechanics like that. You guys have to figure that out for yourselves. Question from Mr. Numph2. Are you ever going to offer rewards for people that do extensive testing on beta?
Pretty much went through that just before.
Did we already answer that?
Yeah, I think we did.
We kind of spitballed it. Like, we can't really figure out a good way to do rewards.
Good way to do rewards and track it and everything. Yeah. This is from Quester EQ. Will there be a more liberal enforced rotation system come Velius? In classic Velius, all the guilds on my server want a rotation, so it's not far from a classic idea. Here's the thing. All the servers on live work differently. I know that there were a ton of research has been dug up on this. I think there were maybe 1 or 2 servers that had full rotated content upon release, but most servers, it just went to whoever got there first. And like I said, that's the way we're going to do it here. There will not be a rotation in Velius, and I can tell you upon Velius launch, and I can say this for sure because we've talked to Rogan about it, there will be no rotation or class system for Velius content. Now, I don't know if we're going to split that up so that old world content is still going to be on a rotation and then Velius content's all just going to be FFA. Or if it's all just going to be set to FFA or what's going to happen
You just
there.
dropped bombs. You just
But
dropped exclusive bombs.
Do know for sure that Velius we're not going to touch when it comes out.
My opinion
Oh,
is,
I'm
if
Sure
you want,
I'm pretty sure we've said that before.
No, we
actually,
haven't.
on
We've
stream.
never said that.
No, we totally have.
Nah, you watch and see tomorrow on the forums. You'll see. You'll see that we
Kaboom.
haven't.
Well, the only reason it's going to get mentioned now is because there's so many people watching. But no, we've definitely said that we want Velius to be FFA.
All right.
I think if they want a rotation, do it like Sky. Figure it out yourselves. It's not
Yeah,
going to be
I
anything
agree with
that
that.
we do.
Like we said before, any player-made agreements we enjoy. We like that a lot.
Absolutely.
But everybody knows we're not fans of rotations, and frankly, when we have a brand new, the only reason we even put a class system into Kunark was because we'd been in it for so long, and it had just gotten to the point where one guild was monopolizing all the content. But I can tell you right now that TMO is not going to be able to lock down all of Velius. People are going to have raid targets to kill. Period. The end.
And if they do, we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, if that becomes an issue, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But frankly, I think if TMO is the only guild getting Velius mobs, I think everybody else is just being lazy at that point.
Yeah, you
Because
can't
there's
as
so
you
many.
can't as one guild lock down all of Velius. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. There's so many, and so much of it is faction based. It's like there's just no way.
Yeah.
If you're not getting Velius mobs when Velius comes out, you're doing something wrong in EQ.
But EQ's hard, Derubael.
Well, it's supposed to be hard. How many marijuanas have you injected during this stream?
All the marijuanas.
All the marijuanas, Joel, all of them. Question, in case it hasn't been discussed, AC and resists, what the fuck? We know that
I'm gonna pull the wasn't me dev card.
we know that AC is still a little borked. Kanras, didn't you do the original AC code?
I have never touched player AC before. I
Maybe that
modified some of the mob ACs when I did some work on that, but I mean there's basically no data on players taking damage, and there's not, if we had data from like 2001 or something, I would gladly dig through it, but unless we have like a spread of like a ton of different mobs, like I have data from like the Mist Panther, who has like 1 billion hit points or whatever for punching one guy. So I have like I have one example, but you can't derive like the entire system based off of that.
Exactly, and that's something that I've said in the past when people have brought up AC, is that we have no frame of reference to work off of on how player AC worked back.
So that's why I don't touch that, is because it's really arbitrary.
But we realize that it's not working the way that it was on Classic. Same thing with resists. And I'm told that somebody actually found the original AC formula and posted on the forums, but then they didn't give any link to their source. It was just basically just a quote that they said was from a dev, but then they didn't give a source for the quote. So
I know Haynar did some work in the recent patch to do with AC, because I saw some posts from him explaining what he had changed, so on and so forth. So
yeah. I know that Haynar had actually mentioned something to that effect in a Skype call a little while back, was that he was going to take a look at AC and see what we can do to try and make that better. Let's see.
Sorry, I was typing words.
No problem. We're moving on to another question.
I have
Shall
a
we
question for you,
see?
actually. Sheepherder wants to know ASL for Derubael, because he can't resist the sound of that sweet, sexy voice.
You can't resist the sound of
Oh,
my
please.
smooth, sexy voice, huh? I am 110. My location is Cablis, and I am a male.
Specifically East Cap.
East Cablis, specifically, right there. You
How
can always
how
find me
scaly is your
sitting.
skin?
You can always find me sitting in the corner of East Cablis, right when you zone in from Field of Bone. In fact, somebody just ran right by me. His name is Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight. Oh, I get it. He's a Shadow Knight named Shadow Knight. How cute.
Good job, buddy.
You should nerf that.
I have a question for the stream. Where should you level at 22?
Unrest.
And while people are answering that, someone tell me their answer, because I'm going to be scrolled way up in the thing here.
Unrest.
22 is a weird level.
I think 22 is probably Mistmore.
Oh, Mistmore's good too, from 20 to 30. Mistmore's good.
I think I actually did Craig Spiders in the Karanas.
I think I'm still an upper Guck
I
at
don't know
22.
Guck at all.
Yeah.
I love Guck. Guck is so great.
I love Guck, I just don't know it at all.
Yeah, I always played evils, so I was always in Guck and actually I might actually be in Najina in 22. Najina, nobody was there.
No, nobody goes there here either. What was this? Shall we be seeing another XP boost over a weekend? I'm sure that at some point in the future we will see an XP boost.
You shouldn't tell
just
them
don't-
that because
We just don't know when.
they're
I mean,
just
they-
gonna wait until that shit.
They happen eventually, right? Like they happen once or twice a year, inevitably. So I can say that there will eventually, at some point in the future, be an XP boost weekend, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
Yeah,
for when
they're
it's
far and
happening.
few between.
Right. We're not
So-
huge fans of XP bonuses.
When they happen, take advantage of them, but don't wait for them to happen.
Let's see. Can the beta server be made into a test server like on EQ Live with copy, boxing allowed, and increased XP? That's kind of what it's being used as right
Yeah.
now.
Just gonna say, that's exactly what it is.
There's
Sounds
no
like-
increased XP because we have beta buff. So somebody wants to know. No, I'm not gonna ask that one. Never mind. Somebody's saying the beta copy enchanter sucks balls. I'm told that the enchanter that we picked didn't have all the gear that he listed. Like we were supposed to stick some extra gear on his character once it got copied or something like that. We just didn't do it. But I mean, honestly, as an enchanter, like, how much do you really need after you have charisma and intelligence? Like, I know there's a couple clickies that are super useful, but like, honestly, like, what do you do on raids anyway? So that's what I have to say about that.
I was
And
raiding.
intelligence doesn't matter as an enchanter. You need those hit points, son.
Charisma for charming.
Oh, charisma always, but not intelligence. You gotta get those hit points.
Any event or XP bonus planned for the 4th of July? Not right now.
USA #1.
Jeremy, you did miss a hell of a stream.
I got a shout out to Jeremy. Doing good things with that leaderboard, pal. Keep it up.
There's a leaderboard, huh?
Oh yeah, there's a new one.
I need to start killing players. That's what it sounds like to me.
Is this a red thing?
Of course. Red players make leaderboards because they care.
I'm looking for other questions here real quick.
Bum, 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 bum. That's my hold music. So for anyone who's late to joining us, we have Derubael combing the chat room for your questions. We have Kanras, myself, Sirken, and the wonderful Aussie all here to answer those questions. Derubael answers questions too, but he's the one tasked with combing through your words. And yeah, I mean, if you guys don't have any more questions, we can wrap this up because it's been going on like close to 3 hours, I imagine by now.
Yeah, been on here for a while.
Hey,
About-
Sirken, I have a question.
What's your question?
Where can people find more information about Project 1999?
Oh man, you've been spending way too much time with Nyx. Um, yeah,
He's
okay.
just
So in
really
case you
good at
don't know,
segues.
in
That's
case
all.
you don't know, www.project1999.com has all the information you need to get started on this wonderful free server. It's 100% free forever. There's no secret station stores or pay to wins. We don't allow real money transactions. We don't allow two boxing. We don't allow any third-party programs. They give you any kind of cheating advantage. What else? We're currently in Kunark with Velius in beta and on the way. Server sees around 1,200 people max. Since we don't allow two boxing, those are individual concurrent players, and we're very proud of it. So I think that's the end of that spiel. www.project1999.com. Go there, find out how to start playing Classic EverQuest today. We do it better than anyone else on the internet. The end.
So I did find
A+.
another question,
Well
but
done.
I just wanted to say that somebody in the Twitch chat said, dude, quit asking everyone where to level at 22. You keep doing that. Quit seeking attention and play. Oh my fucking god. I just want to say that, number one, I don't think I've ever asked where to level at 22 because that's an oddly specific question. And number two, I don't play on this server because I'm a GM and I'm not allowed to.
I don't
So-
think they were talking to you.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
not
they were
talking about
talking
you.
to the guy who asked where he should level at 22.
I don't actually think there is anybody who asked that
No,
except
there
for me.
is. You asked his question.
Did he actually ask it in the chat, though, is what I'm saying?
Yeah, he asked in the chat.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought
Weird.
it was cute.
I just
was
scrolled
like,
through the
"That's
whole
cute."
thing, and I don't see anywhere anybody asking about where to level at 22.
Well, then I don't know why you asked that question because it was
Because
there.
I had
Yeah.
somebody asked me in a tell.
Oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
he took the double approach. Speaking
Pretty
of,
sure the zone to level in, regardless of level, is Kedge. Kedge is always the answer.
oh, I loved Kedge. Kedge helped me on live get through
And
35 and 36.
to answer my own question, nobody did ask that question, so that was directed at me.
Nah, that's
That's
in
a lie.
chat.
The perfect zone to be in is the burnt wood.
Yeah,
You mean
that's
burning
there's
wood?
way too many mobs there.
Oh no, haven't you heard about that, Derubael? The burnt wood.
Oh, with the necro thing?
Yeah, where the zone
Is
gets
that what you're talking
moved
about? With the
all
necro
the
who can
time.
sow people? Is that the story you're talking about?
I think so, yeah.
That's a good story. So, do you want to tell the story, Aussie, if you remember it?
No, I don't remember it well enough.
Oh man, so there was this story back in the day during like real classic that came out where this necro said that some random dude like ran up to him and was like, "Sow, please." And the guy was like, "I'm a necro, I can't sow people." And this dude was like, "No, I saw you cast a spell and you started running faster." And he was like, "Yeah, those are my J boots." And this dude was like, "No, I know you can cast sow. Like, stop. Like, why are you doing this? Like, stop screwing around. Like, just give me a sow, you fucking faggot." And like started cussing him out and stuff. And this guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a necro. I can't give you sow." And finally, he convinced this guy that he couldn't sow him. And he was like, "Oh, well, where should I level at like level 20 something or other?" And the guy was like, "You got to go to the burnt woods." And the dude was like, "Where's the burnt wood?" And the guy was like, "Oh, you just go here and here and here," and like led him to some random ass place. And so the guy went there and he's like, "Oh, so I followed your directions, but I don't see it." And he was like, "Oh, sorry, it must have moved." And the guy was like, "Wait, what do you mean it moved?" And the necro was like, "Well, didn't you know like the burnt woods moves once every week? Like they just moved the zone." And this guy was like, "Oh, well, like where is it now? Like I've got to find it." It was so hilarious.
God damn it. The Burning Woods moves.
Damn it. The burning woods moves.
I don't even know what to say to that. Let's see. Well, do you see any other questions?
I'm not done scrolling through. Hang on.
Oh, my apologies. Bum, 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 bum. That's my music while he comes through people's words music.
There's a lot of people asking who we all are. Does everyone want to sound off real quick, starting with you, Sirken?
I'm Sirken. Thanks
Say
for
a couple more
watching.
things so everybody hears you.
Thanks for watching my channel. If you missed this, it's going to be uploaded at youtube.com/SirkenP99. And every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, you can come right here at twitch.tv/SirkenP99 to listen to us discuss all kinds of P99 related things. And if you want to get started on the server, you can go to www.project1999.com. Is that enough? Is that enough words?
That's perfect. That's perfect. Real quick before we move on to Aussie, somebody asked, will the Guild War command ever be enabled on P99? My understanding is that it's been really difficult to hack out that code, and I'm sure Kanras can answer that more detailed, but I don't know if Guild War is ever going to make it because of that.
That would also be a good time for Kanras to do his voice sound off thing.
It would.
Yeah, I'm Kanras, and I am getting a rude gesture from looks like a dark elf rogue over here.
That's
and,
the thing.
Guild War, I haven't looked into Guild War at all, but anytime you involve the client and try to parse out new packet data, it's a huge problem. So I would guess not ever going to happen, but we could have like a custom command that the GMs could execute to throw Guild War in there if we really wanted to do it that way. But as far as like guild leaders doing it, I don't see that ever happening.
So there's your answer about the Guild War command, and there is Kanras, one of our long time devs now. Works his ass off just like everybody else in the dev team does. And let's go to Aussie. You pick out because you're the only one of us with a distinct accent.
Oh, the only one. How about you three have got a very distinct accent
Well,
too?
to you maybe, but that's because
USA
we're
number one,
normal
motherfucker.
and you're a freak. So.
I'm Guide Aussie. You can find me on the Project1999 servers, usually just on the red server. Do poke my head in on the blue server every now and again. And yeah, that's about it.
A+.
There you go.
Sounded off.
A+.
Awesome. So that's Aussie, and I'm Derubael, if you hadn't already figured it out. And I did see another question on here, but now I've lost it.
Question loser.
Someone said GMs aren't allowed to play on the P99 servers. So we get this question a lot, which actually kind of surprises me. I don't know if it's not common knowledge or if it's just surprising for people. I'm not really sure what the whole reaction factor is, but guides are allowed to play as much as they want. They're just not allowed to interact with their player character. GMs, which are an entirely different thing, are not allowed to play at all. We can't log on to our characters unless we're doing something GM related. And the difference there is that guides don't have a lot of the commands that GMs do. To give you an example, the guide command list is only 48 commands long, whereas the GM command list is like 212. So GMs can like summon items and mobs and repop zones and look up spawn timers. I mean, they basically can do just about everything. And we don't want players, people who actually play on the server currently, to have access to those kinds of commands. Just so that we don't want the temptation to be there, basically. So no, GMs aren't allowed to play on the P99 servers. The guides are allowed to, though. That's a distinction a lot of people forget, is that guides and GMs are two completely different things. Two completely different levels of power and access and hierarchy within the staff. Guides do a lot of the frontline stuff. They're out there every day kicking ass and taking names and helping you guys in person and up front. I know that me personally, I do most of my work through the petition forum. I don't answer a ton of in-game petitions anymore because there's so much work on that forum all by itself that it's hard to keep up on all of it. So yeah, the guides are the people you're usually going to actually see and interact with, whereas me and Sirken are usually going to be the end of the line, so to speak, depending on what your problem is.
We delegate things to other people.
Yes, we do. Otherwise, we'd go insane trying to deal with all of it.
There's things we can do that other people can't do, so we have to do those things first.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the in-game things the guides can do. And so while we love you and we love helping you, it's just our time is being spent in other places.
We try to do the things that only GMs can do first, and then work our way down if we have time. So that's that question. Quick, I don't know what your question was. Oh, I think I see it now. It's further down.
I made him after that too.
What's the question? Will you ever add a marijuana item to the shady squashbuckler? If not, will you please remove his clothes? I don't understand what that is all about. How do we keep interest in the server? Well, here's the thing, and somebody actually asked this in a thread, and I didn't want to give this response. I gave like the honest response, but here's the like half-joking, sarcastic response: is that even though we can't play on the server anymore, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of perks to being a god in EQ, which is basically what the GMs end up having the power to do. So that's how we keep interested, because we get to lord over all of you. But the honest answer is that
That's not a good answer.
Yeah, no, the honest answer, regardless of how much power we have or what say we have, there is no way that we'd be here doing what we do every day if we didn't actually fucking care about the server. And that's what it comes down to, is we actually give a shit, and we've been here for a long time, and we want to see the server flourish, and we know that we fill a role that's absolutely necessary on the server. It's a role that not many people can do. We have a lot of guides who burn out, who will never make it to GM because they just quit too early. And the GM position itself is something that is, I know that Rogan and Nilbog are super selective about who they give that access level to. So it's I don't even remember what the fucking question was. Oh yeah, how do we keep into it? So I mean, basically, you only get bumped to GM if you're absolutely sure that you're done playing, you don't want to play anymore, and that Rogan and Nilbog think you have the dedication required to be in that position.
I would also say another reason is once you've been on staff a while, if you like it and you like the people, it's the same as people with their guilds. Like, part of the reason I've been on staff as long as I have is because I like the people on the staff. I enjoy chit-chatting with them. I think of them as my guild. And as long as my guild's on the server, I mean, I might as well keep playing with my guild.
Yeah.
Rogan and Nilbog and Kanras and Aussie and Derubael, you're all my guildies.
For sure, exactly. I mean, we talk about it like it's a family a lot of the times, because it really is. I mean, we all have each other's backs.
We don't all have his breakfast burrito recipe, though, which
No.
is a bunch of bullshit if we're supposed to be that tight.
Oh man, I'll give all that to you guys in the CSR chat.
Perks, baby. That's the perk right there.
Yep, that's that guilty favoritism.
I'll be hanging out for it.
Sorry, I'm almost done. I'm almost at the end of the chat.
For sure. I'm scrolling through as well. But I don't know. I'm looking and I see questions. I'm just like, I don't know if that one's been asked or not.
Will we ever see an ERP progression server? We will probably never see any progression servers anytime soon.
What's ERP?
Yeah, what's ERP?
I think he was trying to say a role play.
What do you mean? This is a role play server. Everyone role plays a scumbag.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No, everybody role plays their wife. Oh, that's my wife.
Right. Oh, it's my wife on that character. It's no problem. I know that the only plans for a new server to be opened anytime soon is Teams 99. And other than that, I would not hold my breath. It takes a lot of manpower.
Rogan straight up said we're not going to do 3 servers long term.
Yes. Yeah, because it requires too much manpower, you guys. We're barely able to hold down what we have with the 2 servers. We'd have to double our staff if we added a 3rd. So especially with Velius coming out. That's something we've talked about a lot, is that when Velius drops, we're probably going to have 500 to 1,000 new people playing on the server or returning to the server. And our petition queue is going to, if we have 500 people join the server, it's going to double. If we have 1,000 people going to the server, it's going to quadruple, because the more people you have, the number of petitions grows exponentially because you have more people bumping into each other.
Yeah,
So
and people
there's
can't work
just no
out their own issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, apparently people like that's our new thing, or that's my new thing at least, and I've been encouraging the guys to do this too. Is when you go to a camp dispute, you let them work it out on their own, because we really want you guys to learn how to get together and be adults and be human beings. And I don't think that's asking too much. I think people should absolutely be able to do that on their own. So.
I have 100% told both parties to leave a camp before because they were being total dicks about it.
Yeah,
So
that's totally acceptable. And yeah, Grimfan, keep applying, don't apply again to be a guide, but bump your application if it's been
you
a
should
while.
bump your thread at least every 2 months because after 3
Mhm.
months, the thread will be automatically locked.
Yes, and we're not going to go unlock it, so you got to keep that bumped.
It also shows us that you're still interested, but I'd say there's no need to bump it more than once a month or every other month.
Jeremy Amelinda is never coming back.
Any staff members that's been removed for like integrity, corruption, or something like that, that's the equivalent of MQ2 or RMT for you guys. Like certain things are just bans, and that's it. The bridge of trust is broken at that point.
Y'all need a GM appreciation week.
GM appreciation week, what?
Relapse says live did not have butthurt GMs. I wouldn't really call us butthurt to begin with. First of all, I want to say that. But second of all, you're right. Live had even worse GMs than we could ever have here. They were rife with corruption and helping out guilds and giving all kinds of information they shouldn't be and having devs in guilds and blah, blah, blah. When Velius drops, will you guys keep to the timeline with the patching? We're going to try to. Team server question we already answered. It's going to be after Velius.
You kids and your Velius.
ERP equals erotic roleplay. Definitely have an erotic.
Oh, if that's the case, I've been working like nonstop on that. That's
Oh yeah, Kanras has his own private little box that he's putting together.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. It'll be at the bottom of the EQEMU server list.
I don't
very
know.
soon.
If you can get a P99 tag on the front of that, you're gonna get at least a green name.
Legend erotic.
Oh man. Family appropriate as always.
And yeah, the Aussies, the Aussie name is Aussie, and he's a guide.
Hooray for Aussie!
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. It's very clear.
Aussie's good people. I like him.
I think someone asked if I was crushing on Nilbog, and that's why my screen name is Sarnak backwards.
I never realized your name was Sarnak backwards until he said that.
Yeah,
I do. I hate Sarnax.
Basically, it was like I couldn't think of a good dev name, and I was like Goblin backwards. All right, what's the opposite of Goblin? And yeah, the Sarnax war with the Goblins. All right, we're good. Just ship the Kanras.
Sometimes it's hard. You gotta come up with a name on the spot.
I can't name a goddamn thing. It's impossible.
Sarnax are like the mortal enemies of the Ixar, so we're pretty much not gonna be friends ever.
I'm okay with that.
Listen, Kanras, he sleeps in East Cabilis. You can get him while he's sleeping, take care of the whole thing before it ever comes to a problem.
Right. And he right.
I find him there, I turn him into horrible illusions, and then I leave.
Okay, everybody, last chance for questions, then we're going out.
Yay!
We'll give everybody 60 seconds to ask another question, then we're
Alright,
done.
but you should wait 30 seconds first because of the delay.
Well, no, that's why I gave them 60 seconds, was that they had 30-second delay plus 30 seconds to answer their question.
Yeah, but they're going to forget their question because they're not good under pressure, and then they're going to need to rethink of it, and then they're going to need to type it out.
Here's a good one. Will we, and this actually may be more of a Hanar question than a Kanras question, but maybe Kanras can answer. Will we ever see caster mobs unable to cast through walls?
I believe they can not start casting through walls, correct? But they can finish.
No, they can cast on their allies through walls.
Oh, with the
even
buffing.
without line of sight or anything.
Oh, I mean, if that's
I think
a
for
bug,
actually casting, they do have to have line of sight initially,
Yeah.
but they don't have to have line of sight at
Right.
the end.
So yeah, I mean, casting on mobs casting on enemies and finishing around a wall is correct, like classically.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty clear. But as far as
buffing through walls,
they shouldn't be casting through walls on players to like starting casting through walls through players.
Right.
But as far as casting on other mobs, allies, I don't know if that's actually a bug or not. If it is, post evidence, and
I think
that's a pretty easy fix, to be honest.
I think it
it's
should
actually
be a
problem.
bug because that didn't happen on live. I know if you go into Upper Guck right now and you just go to any random frog that's anywhere near a caster, it'll be buffed through the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
It'll have
cast,
sow
they
and
buff
it'll
a
have.
ton. Yeah.
The other thing too is it's really annoying is that if you're in like Upper Guck, you're fighting a mob. It'll get light healed through the wall by casters that are nowhere near you. Like it'll be getting healed like through the floor, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?" It'll be running away, and it'll be getting healed for like half of its hit points by some level 20 mob when you're fighting a level 8 mob because the level 20 mob is below you.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that's a problem. He also wanted to know fish mobs being able to come out of the water, like sharks and stuff. Assuming he's talking.
I really want to fix that for the sirens run. It's a huge pain in the ass though. Like anytime you deal with water and deal with any kind of geometry detection, it's just a gigantic pain in the ass. But I really do want to get that done before we ship Velius, because trying to do that run through sirens with the seahorses and shit being able to come out of the water is gonna suck.
Nyx, I know we've talked about this before. I know you think you remember mobs. I know you think you remember outrunning spells of mobs on live, but you don't. They had unlimited cast range once they started casting. This is confirmed multiple times from multiple sources. We have tons of evidence to back it up. It absolutely did happen.
Yeah, that's why I hate anecdotal evidence.
Right.
It's so hazy.
Jeremy's asking, and this is a question for you specifically, Sirken. You ruled this as an exploit. He says, can we fight Fungi King in the water again now since the new patch?
You can fight him any way in which it's not fucking taking advantage of the encounter. If you're fucking pulling him so that no other mob is touching you or can touch you, you're clearly doing something wrong.
Yeah, it shouldn't require specific analysis like that. Okay, are we doing X or Y? It's, are we exploiting it? It's real fucking obvious when you are.
Right. That's what I tell people.
If you're killing King with a shaman and a monk, you're probably exploiting it, because that's a group mob that should take you a fucking group to keep that area cleared.
Yeah, there's no real safe spots you should be able to do that from.
So yeah, that's my answer.
Good answer, Sirken.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think that's it for questions. I'm pretty much done for tonight anyway, so you know.
Yes, we definitely put in some overtime this evening. Because I was only planning on going till like 10:30 at the latest. Running to the back of CS home. Yep, my bear is gone because of the fucking
Jeremy wanted to get a confirmation. Water still not cool?
See my above answer.
I don't understand what the problem was initially. Is it that they were pulling him into the water so that his guards wouldn't aggro or something?
I believe they were pulling him into the water so that no other mob would assist the king or be able to cast on them or see them or anything. Basically,
I would say
pull.
if you're borking the encounter so that it's easier, so that because other mobs aren't assisting specifically by exploiting line of sight or exploiting the water or whatever, I would say I would stay away from that.
Just don't do it. You know it's wrong. You have to ask because you know it's wrong. And on that note, I think we're done. Aussie, say goodbye.
Goodbye. See you when I'm answering your petition.
And Kanras, parting words?
No, I'm good. It was good talking to you guys, though.
Derubael, parting words?
Thanks everybody for listening. As always, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday. I do want to say, Relapse, you were bashing on all of our nice female mods, and I'm going to say that they are all very attractive young women, and that you were barking up the wrong tree. Because none of them have self-confidence issues, and you're just making yourself look dumb.
Man, even acknowledging that guy's existence is a mistake.
Well, here's the thing. Me and Relapse have a little bit of a thing going. Like, we've got a semi-understanding that he doesn't troll too hard, and I don't fuck him in the ass. And it's worked fairly well so far. He hasn't been as bad as he used to be. He's still kind of walking the line, but at least it's acceptable, and he's keeping it in R and F. So, I'll live with it.
Fair enough.
Although I will say, Relapse, if any of the other forum mods, guides, or GMs notices that you're doing something they don't like, I'm not going to protect you. If you get banned for being dumb, you're banned for being dumb, and don't come and cry to me and say, Derubael, unban me because blah, 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 because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I'm Sirken. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. Click the follow button if you haven't, and it'll tell you for the next time we do these things. Kanras, thank you very, very much for coming on. It's really wonderful to have a dev on to answer questions that we can't really talk about because none of us are devs. And so it's wonderful insight, and you are a pleasure to talk to, sir.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad I could offer some perspective.
Absolutely. I would love to have you back on in the future. And that's gonna do it. Guess what, guys? You're going on hold. Maybe. Oh, because I'm not on even the right call. I'm talking to somebody else in Skype. I'm trying to put that person on hold. That's not how it works. This is how it works. They're gone, guys. We're alone now. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed yourselves and had a wonderful evening. Maybe there will be stuff during the week. I might do some petitions. I might not. I don't know. Who knows? But for sure, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you missed anything and you want to see it, youtube.com/SirkenP99. Go there and watch videos. That's it. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. You guys, you shouldn't still be here. We're done.